TDS. Tax deducted at source. What is TDS? TDS, tax deducted at source, is income tax reduced from the money paid at the time of making specified payments such as rent, commission, professional fees, salary, interest, etc. by the persons making such payments, deductor. Usually, the person receiving income is liable to pay income tax. But the government, with the help of tax deducted at source provisions, makes sure that income tax is deducted in advance from the payments being made by you. The recipient of income, deductee, receives the net amount, after reducing TDS. The recipient will add the gross amount to his income, and the amount of TDS is adjusted against his final tax liability. The recipient takes credit 26 AIS for the amount already deducted and paid on his behalf. Here we are giving one example of TDS for your better understanding. Firm XYZ takes office on rent from Mr. Y for 80,000 rupees per month. TDS is required to be deducted at 10%. Rent is covered under specified section of TDS. So every month XYZ, deductor, must deduct TDS of 8,000 rupees and pay the balance of 72,000 rupees to Mr. Y, deductee. Thus, Mr. Y receives 72,000 rupees per month after deduction of tax at the source, and 8,000 rupees will be reflected in his 26 AIS after XYZ file his TDS return. At the time of filing of ITR, Mr. Y will add the gross amount to his income and can take credit of TDS deducted by XYZ against his final income tax liability. Some important points of TDS. TDS is deducted by the payer deductor and he needs the TAN number. TDS is deducted if the amount is taxable in the hands of the receiver deductee. TDS is deducted at the time of payment or credit to the account of the payee, whichever is earlier. However, in the following cases, TDS is deducted only at the time of payment: salary, 192. EPF, 192A. Casual income, 194B and BB. Maturity of policy, 194DA. Compensation on compulsory acquisition, 194LA. Cash withdrawal, 194N. No TDS on GST component on services. No TDS is to be deducted if the person making the payment, deductor, is an individual HUF whose books of accounts are not required to be audited. Except, Section 194IA, 194IB, 194M. No TDS if the payee deductee is central government, state government, RBI, statutory corp, or any mutual fund, Section 196. Where total income or receipt of income is not liable to tax or taxable at lower rates, then he can apply to AO to issue a certificate for no deduction or lower deduction of TDS, Section 197. Where the income of the assessee is below the exemption limit, then the assessee can give a self-declaration in Form 15G or H to the payer for non-deduction of TDS. Applicable only for Sections 192A, 193, 194A, 194DA, and 194I. Mandatory requirement of PAN. If a person has not furnished his PAN, then TDS is to be deducted at the rate of 20%, whichever is higher, Section 206AA. Date of TDS and TCS payment. 1. TDS and TCS deducted between April 1 to February 28. We can pay TDS and TCS by 7th of the next month. For Section 194IA, 194IB, 194M. Within 30 days from the end of the month in which TDS is deducted. TDS and TCS deducted March month. For the month of March, we can pay TDS by April 30th of the next financial year. For the month of March, we can pay TCS by the 7th of April of the next financial year. Use Challan number 281 for TDS and TCS payments other than Section 194 IA, Challan 26, QB. 194 IB, Challan 26, QC. 194M, Challan 26 QD, and 194S, Challan 26 QE, etc.